Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Okay. This morning, we are going to talk about something near and dear to my heart, something I love so much. How many of you believe in the power of reviews? How many of you have a system for getting reviews? Okay. Somewhat. Okay. I like it, Jackie. I like the honesty. Not a lot of systems for getting reviews, but everyone believes in the power of reviews. Okay. How do you get reviews if you don't have a system for it? No, I'm serious. Like, there's someone, I want to know. How do you get reviews? Jack?
Oh, you have to ask people. You ask for them. Yeah.
When?
During the whole process of their transaction.
Okay. I love it. How many times do you ask?
Oh, I don't know. Several. And at the end.
Great. So you guys, getting reviews is a system. It's all a system. And when I'm talking system, I'm not talking about a fancy website, a fancy landing page. Like, you just got to have a system of when you ask and how you ask to get reviews. Okay. So we have, how many of you have a Google business? How many of you have more than 5 reviews on Google? How many have more than 10? More than 20? More than 30? All right, so you just got a system. I can guarantee it. So how many of you have probably helped at least 10 clients? How many of you have talked to at least 30 people in your career about real estate? Whether or not they bought with you or sold with you, you've talked to at least 30 people in your career about real estate. So all of you should have at least 30 reviews. You should at least have 30. Here's the deal. The great thing about reviews is that people do not have to buy or sell with you in order to write you a review. A review is a review of your professionalism. It's a review of your knowledge. It's a review of you as an agent. So if someone's worked with you, it's even better. But the number one excuse I hear as to why people don't get reviews is, A, I don't have a lot of past clients. Okay, cool. That's an excuse. Okay, I didn't have any clients when I got my first 15 reviews. I literally asked the very first person who ever called me. It was a Facebook lead from a referral from my brother, and they were debating between buying here in Seattle or in Hawaii. And so I gave them some knowledge, gave them some information. Did a search for them, did a couple of touches with them, and they ended up buying in Hawaii instead of Seattle. And they were like, I'm so sorry. Thank you for all your time. I was like, yeah, no problem. I'm happy to help. You know what? This is a new business for me and I am trying to build my online presence. Could you help me and write me a review? And they said, absolutely. I said, it has to be a 5-star review because I don't want a 4-star review. I don't want a 4-star. I only want a 5-star review. And could you please write that for me? And she did. That was the very first review I got with someone who had never even bought a house with me. So there you go. Okay. So everyone should be getting reviews. I have a few slides that I'm going to show you today, but I'm going to kind of just walk you through my thought process behind reviews. We have 51 reviews. We're currently trying to hit 100. Okay. So there's a lot that we're doing right now to get reviews. And I'm going to talk specifically about Google. I can tell you how I get them on other platforms as well, but to be honest with you, I don't really focus on other platforms. Oh my gosh, Deanna, I haven't seen you in a while. Saw you pop in. Hi. I can talk to you about how I get on other platforms, but my number one focus is Google. You guys, let's be real. It's Google, right? Everything is Google. Everything is on Google, and Google owns YouTube, right? If you have a really strong review presence on on your Google business page, Google is going to pop up your search automatically. Like when people are looking for the best realtor in Bonnie Lake, the best real estate agent in Bonnie Lake is Lynea Carver. We all know this, okay? So Google has to know it too. I know it, okay? You know that you're the best agent. Jean is the best agent in Rancho Cucamonga. Nina's the best one in Homedale. Jackie's the best one in Morgan Hill. Anna's the best one in Miami. Suma, I don't know where you're at. I'm sorry. Joy is in Vancouver. Judith's in Boise. Molly's in Seattle, right? So we are all the best agent in our city. We know this about ourselves. We have to make Google know it too. And the number one way to make Google know it is to get reviews. So the very first thing you have to do if you want to start getting a lot of Google reviews is get your profile verified. I need to follow my own advice because mine just got unverified for the second time in 6 months and I don't like it, but it is what it is. It's a pain to get it verified, but you have to get your profile verified because you cannot respond to reviews unless you are verified. And the number two thing that's most important about reviews is you have to respond to them. You have to respond to them, and you have to respond to them within 24 hours. If you wait a week, bye-bye. Google don't care about you no more. It's just like engagement on Facebook, just like engagement on Instagram, which I teach in my social selling course, Supercharged I can't even say it, Supercharged Social Selling. I teach this. You have to engage within 24 hours. You have to engage within 24 hours. Okay. You have to, Google is just like that. Google is just like social media. You have to engage within 24 hours. So you have to be verified and you have to respond to all reviews within 24 hours. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips on asking for reviews, when you should ask for reviews, what you should tell your clients when you want them to write you a review, and how to make it super easy. Okay. Jackie has her hand raised. The question that I haven't answered, that I'm not going to answer.
And you have to respond even to the ugly reviews.
Yeah, you have to respond to all your reviews. Okay. Suma, I can answer your question. I actually went through this all process as well. When I switched from getting reviews in Zillow to getting reviews in Google, I will show you exactly what I did. So I can help you with that. Okay. So part of the reason, by the way, I took my reviews off Zillow, it's like I still have some, but the reason I took them off Zillow is, let's all be real. We all know the big Z monster, right? I'd rather be part of the G monster than the Z monster. Okay. So there we go. That's why I took my reviews off Zillow. It was really just for that reason. Okay. Now, here's the deal. The first thing I want you to think about reviews is don't be scared to ask for reviews. Don't be scared. Part of asking for reviews is solidifying that relationship with your client. Okay? The way to solidify the fact that you're going to ask for reviews is in the very, very beginning stage of the process. So my conversation with my clients, when I'm doing the onboarding, they've already agreed to work with me. They've signed the buyer agreement. They're signing a listing agreement. During that conversation, when they're signing, I say, because it's all around the commission conversation, by the way, it makes the commission conversation even better, right? Look, ultimately, client, I am vested in making sure that we achieve your goals. Because at the end, I want to make sure that you are a raving fan of mine, that you are going to tell every single person you know about me. And I'm going to ask you for reviews to do that. Like, I'm not going to tell you to go out and be a cheerleader. I mean, it'd be cool if you were, but what I really want you to do is just tell the Google world that you love working with me. So at various times throughout the process, I am going to ask you for a review. Okay. And then I have 6 points throughout the transaction that I ask for reviews. Okay, Gene's face. 6 points. Now, if you get a review on the first one, because let's be real, how many of you ask for a review one time and you get it that time? Every single time. Anna did, because Anna did this yesterday. Anna and I practiced in line in real life. She got her first review on Google yesterday. Okay, so you guys, if we all have to ask for reviews more than once, we know that. Like, even the clients are like, yeah, I want to give you a review. And then like, yeah, I'm going to write it. And then they just get, not that they don't want to, it's not that they won't, they're just busy, right? So then you have to it's like you're a collections agent. You're like collecting the review. Hello, can you please write me a review? Can you write me a review? It feels weird. It feels really weird. It's just like cold calling. I don't like it. So what I started doing a couple years ago is I actually asked for a review the very first time, once, like if it's a seller, once we get their home on the market. Hey, client, how do you feel about the process of getting your home on the market? Because my structure, my system for getting homes on the market is pretty locked and key. It's pretty lock and key, right? It's pretty much like everyone gets the same service. This is what you're going to get. Like I want details at this time. Now, unless we have to rush to market, okay, there's always going to be the exception. But if we're in the ideal time frame, it's pretty systemized. And even if we're rushing to market, it's still pretty systemized and organized. So first time is, how did you feel about getting your house to the market? And they're going to tell me, yay, I love it. Cool. What did you like the most about putting your house on the market? I loved how structured you were. I loved how organized it was, how seamless it was. I love that I'm excited. I feel like everything, all the work we put into it is going to pay off. They're going to tell you what they love. Awesome. Do you think that other people would benefit from knowing this information? Absolutely. Right? You ask them when they're happy. Don't ask them when they're pissed off. Okay. And also, the reason you want to ask them at the first point of happiness is because we all know that there's going to be that transaction that's going to go awry, right? It started out fantastic, and then their home didn't sell. It's out on the market for 5 months, okay? And then you gotta ask them for a review at the end. Hey, I know that our home sat on the market a lot longer than we talked about. I know that we had all these things, but can you write me a review anyway? It's weird. It's weird, but if you start asking when they're happy, okay, you got their review. So that's the very first point. I ask them at first when they put their house on the market, and they may or may not do it, but you're planting the seed, right? Because they might forget. They're going to get busy. I mean, people get busy too. Like, just because someone's not giving you a review doesn't mean they hate you. Okay, just know that. Doesn't mean they hate you. Doesn't mean they think you're a bad agent. It just means that they're busy, and it happens. That's why you have to be the one who's asking them. The second time that I ask is once we actually get them in contract. So I ask when we get them in contract, because once we get them in contract, guess what? They're happy, right? They're happy. We got them in contract. And sometimes they're not happy because you got them in contract at a low price. So if you missed the very first opportunity to ask for a review, then you're asking when they're already mad. So that's what you got to ask when they're happy. Okay. Usually people are happy when they put their house on the market. Okay. The third time I ask is once we get past inspections. Okay. As long as it's a win situation, I ask again. Now keep in mind, this is only if I have not received a review already that I'm asking again. And if I have received a review already and they're still happy, then I have them put the second review on a different platform. Could you put this on Zillow? Could you put this on Realtor.com? Could you put this on Facebook? Right? Because we have so many different platforms for getting reviews. You don't have to get them all in one place all the time. I focus on Google first. That's the number one place. I should do the first three, right? First 3 times. Okay. The fourth time I ask them is right after we've gotten clear to close. For both the buyer and the seller. Clear to close. Because everyone's happy when you get clear to close. I can't even say that, tongue twister. Okay. You know that when you have a clear to close, it's like, right? Because, you guys, on a seller side, it's kind of hard. Like, it's kind of hard. They're just sitting there. They don't really know. I mean, we know that they can move forward once we get past the inspection, usually. Knock on wood. We know that, but they don't. Especially because most people don't sell a home more than once or twice in their life, right? Isn't it like, what's the average? I should probably look up that stat because I don't actually know the answer to that. But I don't think it's very, very often. So like, they don't know. And I actually experienced this with one of my clients more recently. They were like stressed out. They were not packing or moving or anything until we got the final approval. And I was like, you guys, we need to have you move. You got to start. Like, you're packing up 40 years of a home right now. You're not going to be able to do that in a week because you get final approval like a week before we close. But they didn't know. Yes, thank you, Pat. I've heard on average every 7 years. So every 7 years, you forget about something 7 years ago. I don't remember the details of something I did 7 years ago. Gosh, I don't know. Okay. So that's the fourth time I ask is clear to close. The fifth time I ask is right after signing. I don't wait till closing day to ask. I've asked 5 times by the time we get to closing day. And then the 6th time I asked is at closing day. That's the last time I asked. That is not the first time I'm asking for a review. It's not the first. And so that's how you start to gather more and more reviews. So if you do it right, you start with Google. Cool. You get the review. This is the ideal scenario. This does not happen all the time. Okay. This is the ideal scenario. This is why you have to have it systemized when you ask, because even though I ask 6 times, I don't always get a review until I ask 2 or 3 months after the fact. So then in your closing campaign or your post-client campaign or post-closing campaign is what I should call it, you have an email that goes out with a review. Right? About a week later, a month later, you still haven't gotten a review. I need a review. So we ask 3 or 4 times after we actually close if we have not gotten a review. If we have, we don't ask. So the ideal situation is you get it on Google, then you get it on your secondary platform. My secondary platform is Zillow. My third platform is Realtor.com. My fourth platform is Facebook. Although I've kind of decided on turning off Facebook reviews for a while. I'm sick and tired of the Bitcoin spam. How many of you get that on your Facebook page? Stupid Bitcoin reviews. I'm like, I don't care about your damn Bitcoin. Okay. So I turned off Facebook reviews for a minute, but my fifth platform then would probably be just a written review that I can use on blogs, that I can use on my website. You can also repurpose your reviews from Google to your website, but I just get it in a different form. And if you're smart, you ask them to do a video review at some point in that process, a video testimonial. Like I ask people for video testimonials 5 times and I still don't get them. I'm a nag. I'm like, I need my video testimonials. Okay. But your clients, if you get a video testimonial from your client, that's going to be super helpful for you. Because that video testimonial, I've gotten 2 or 3 of them. One of them I sent out. That one brought me so much attention. Because people can see the real type of people that you work with. When it's written word, it's a little different than when it's actually like face to face. Because people can see your people and they identify with the person, right? They identify with, he worked in construction. Like he's just a super down to earth guy who works in construction. And he's like high energy, just like me. So like he was a very ideal client. And he's like, oh my God, Lynea is a badass, blah, 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 right? So it's like, and that's how he talks. And so it's going to attract more people like that. So if you can get those video testimonials, add that into your system. In fact, I'll probably add that in at my third one because I really want the Google first. So I'll probably add that one in the third one. And then, yes, you use video reviews for retargeting, if you're doing retargeting on Facebook.
You said number 5 was after signing.
Yes.
What signing is that?
When the seller's signing or if buyer's signing.
Isn't it the same as closing day? It's here in
no.
Michigan.
Not for us, no. For us, they sign and then they close on usually the next day or 2 days later.
Okay. We signed the same day. Everyone at the same table, usually.
Yeah. So you might want to kind of tweak that a little bit. But for us, it's more like, because after they've signed, it's like, whoa, it's final. And then closing is like, usually, sometimes we do signing and closing on the same day, but it's not super common practice. It's like kind of a, oh gosh, we have a last minute sort of thing. We can do it, but typically we'll sign, like I had a buyer sign yesterday and they're actually closing and funding today. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I think, whatever kind of that, find a different point for you, like that kind of midpoint between the appraisal and the closing date. Like what could that be? Maybe that's like I don't know, something. It's hard because I'm not in other states, so I don't know. But I think like what could that like happy point be? Usually like people are packed up. Usually they're, there's something that kind of signifies a happy moment.
Maybe after the walkthrough.
Walkthrough. Here you go. Final walkthrough. That's a good one. Yeah. That's actually great. Thanks, Anna. Like that one. Okay. So how do you feel about this? We good? So I'm going to give you a real life example of asking someone for video or for reviews, because here's the deal. Now, I told you when to do it. Now I'm going to tell you the how, because it's the when, right? I told you the why. We all know the why. We don't need to talk about that. We know the when. Now you need to know the how. I'm going to tell you my number 1 tip is ask for it in text message form. Emails are great, but let's be real. Today's day and age, we're in the year 2024. Most people communicate via text, even by boomers. Okay, I work with a lot of boomers. They communicate via text. They've adapted to the new age of technology. And also, there is so much spam that comes into their inbox. Once someone signs a listing agreement or a purchase agreement or a buyer's agency agreement with me, I usually recommend that they get a separate account just for this transaction, just so you know. Because how many emails are they going to get? Because once they apply for a mortgage, guess what? All of a sudden, they're getting spam, right? So it's so many emails that they're coming in from all the different people. So like if you are like asking for a review in email only, that might be part of the problem. You can't get more. Because people are they're on text, and people are more likely to respond. I am this way. If you send me a text message sometime, I should probably not say I am this way. If you send me a text message and I actually have my phone in front of me, I will likely respond to it faster than if you send me an email. I will read an email and just leave it in my unread and then get back to it later. All the time. Literally all the time. I have to I have to train my brain that, oh, that's a client. I actually probably need to respond to that one faster. But if you send me an email, I'm probably not going to respond right away. A text message, I will respond faster. Also with a text message, I can go blah, 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 blah. I don't have to type. I can just voice text. Okay. So ask via text message. Have your links to your reviews saved in the Notes app on your phone. So Google reviews, Realtor.com, Zillow, whatever, have them saved into the Notes app on your phone. So they are easily accessible. So that way you don't have to go into your Google business page every time, find the review link, and then incorporate that. Like, we don't need that. Okay, just have it saved into your phone. Have the script that you want to use to ask them saved into the Notes app on your phone. So I'm going to give you an example of a script. This example is pretending you're going back and you're doing a review from a long time ago. It's something like, if you're trying to build, because after this, I want all of you to go out and get 5 reviews this week. 5 reviews. Okay. And I'm going to get to you. I promise. I have the answer to your question. Don't worry. Because I did the exact same thing. And I was like, oh, what do we do? Okay. So I'm going to give you some example of how to ask for text messages. Okay. Or how to ask for reviews via text messages, specifically for people, since you have to go and get 5 this week, specifically for people that you have not talked to in a long time. Because if you haven't asked for a review, you need to go ask those people to write you a review. And then I want you to take what I'm going to show you right now, and I want you to adapt this to for the future, like how you're going to use it in real time moving forward, right? So now we're going backwards. Okay, we're only going to live in the past for a minute here, but then we're going to use the same sort of technique moving forward. As soon as someone taught me this technique, I was like, oh, my reviews are perfect every time. Okay, so here we go. First things first. Here you are. You are the agent, and you're calling your client, you're texting your client, and this is all via text message. Hey, how are you? Okay. So it's been a long time, right? And you're gonna just start conversation. Okay. Then you're gonna move into, after the conversation started, you're gonna move into, hey, can you help me out with something? It won't take too long. Okay. Then they're gonna say, sure, of course, right? They're gonna say sure. They might not answer, but it's okay if they don't. You say, hey, remember how we helped you sell your home a couple years ago? And they're gonna be like, yeah. And you're gonna say, how was that? How did that go? How was that feeling for you? And they're gonna say, oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah. Do you remember, client, how we got you $100,000 over asking price, got your home on the market in 1 week, and we closed in less than 3 weeks? You're going to tell them exactly what you did for them. And they're going to say, yes, absolutely. Okay. So then you're going to say, cool. What I want you to do is you're going to say, here's what I need you to do. you need to ask them, is this correct? Lynea helped me sell my home in Tacoma. She was an excellent real estate agent. She helped us get the highest price for our home in less than a week and closed in 3 days, whatever. All because of her excellent marketing skills, right? I would recommend your home. I would recommend her to anyone looking to sell their home. Do you think that's an accurate statement? The client's going to come back and say yes. Okay? Because they're going to. Because you're amazing. Of course they are. Okay? They're going to come back and say yes. So then, this is supposed to be 3 separate texts. It's going to look like one on this sheet, but it's actually 3 separate texts. Okay, so then what you need to do is you need to say, thank you. I would love it if you would share this with the Google world. Just copy this text. Send. Okay, this should say send right here. Send. Okay, send. The next text, this is a completely separate text message, okay? This is not in the same thread. I'm going to show you why in just a second, okay? You're going to copy that exact same statement that you just asked them to verify that they said is accurate, and then you're going to hit send. Okay, so now they've got 3 text messages. The first one says, I would love it if you would share it with the Google world. The second text message in its own message is your review. The third message is, now I want you to paste it into this link. So this is a separate message, okay? So we got 3 messages. Do you see what I'm saying? Can you do that? Because what we've done is we basically asked them to validate the review. And then you're writing the review. And then you're making it to where it's impossible for them to say no, because guess what? You've written the review for them. What do you think? So you can do the same process when you're actually throughout the process, like at the very first time when someone get their listing ready for market. Hey, client, how do you feel about your house going on the market? I'm super excited. And they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Awesome. Do you think it was a smooth process? What do you think was the smoothest? Okay. So you have to remember, like, the thing about asking for reviews is that you have to ask for feedback from your clients. And I think, like, this is where sometimes people start to hesitate a little bit, is we don't really want to ask for feedback from our clients. I actually talked to an agent yesterday who said that she went and followed my this is how you go and talk to your past clients and learn what they want thing. This is how you find your ideal client. Her feedback that she got from one of her clients was, you were too available. People don't want to hear the feedback. You don't want to hear the feedback. Because the thing is, like, who wants to hear anything? Like, it's mindset, right? Like, we already have enough confidence issues with it is trying to, like, get ahead of, trying to beat everybody, trying to make our goals. There's a lot of stress. So, like, asking for feedback is scary, right? Asking for constructive feedback is scary. Positive feedback, motivate me, tell me I'm great, tell me I'm beautiful. We love that. We love that. But when we ask for the things that are actually going to help us grow, no one wants to do it. And when you're asking for reviews, this is what you have to do. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because those reviews are going to be the most valid reviews that you get. And then second of all, it's going to help you grow as a person. So Suma, to get to your question, thank you for being so patient. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be so easy. All you need to do is go to your Zillow review. So if you have reviews, if you're trying to build a Google presence, I'm going to give you, this is going to be easy. This is so easy for you. You have a Google presence or a Zillow presence. Cool. You want all those Zillow reviews on Google, right? Because you have 100 reviews on Zillow. You want them all on Google. This is exactly how you do it. You go to Zillow. You copy the review verbatim. You send a text message to your client and say, hey, Suma, thank you so much for writing me this review back in 2015. I am trying to get all my reviews on Google. Would you be so kind as to paste this exact same review into Google?
Got it. Okay.
Easy. Yep. Easy.
Okay, I will do that.
And that's how you do it. So you can follow that procedure for every other platform too. My clients did it like that. It was awesome. They're like, absolutely. You can even throw in a little incentive for the first 15 that do it. I'm going to throw in a coffee card. Something. Throw in a little incentive, get them all excited. We're going to do a giveaway. Okay. The other way to get reviews is when you're doing past client events, which I think a lot of you do past client events. When you're doing past client events, I always have a QR code right here. Right here. Okay, we have a QR code, and it's leave your review to help us get to 50. This first one was help us get to 50 reviews, is what it said. We got to 50. Okay, and we also, by the way, always write 5-star reviews. We never say, write me a review. Do you want a 1-star review on Google? No. Do you want a 2-star? No. Do you even want a 4-star? No. You want a 5-star review. The 5-star review is what show up at the top. That's why. And that's going to be the key. That's really going to be the secret key to getting yourself more of a local organic presence, is really going after your Google reviews. So first step, get verified. Second step, ask for reviews multiple times throughout the process. Third step, make sure that you have your reviews linked, saved in your notes app on your phone so they're easily accessible via text message. And I think there's some more tips on here that I probably forgot to bring up. These are all from my head. Man, look at that. I didn't even need slides today. Each time you send a review, send a link for a different review site. Don't wait until closing day. Tell the client in the beginning that you will be asking for a 5-star review specifically, and tell them specifically, if you do not believe my service is a 5-star service, and this is my exact script, so you can go and replay this and record this clip. If you do not believe that my service or that your experience has been a 5-star experience, please do not put that on the Google world. Instead, please tell me what I could have done better to make it a 5-star experience so I can improve my business for myself and for my clients in the future. That way, you're not saying, don't put me a 4-star review. You're asking for feedback. If you do not believe that you received a 5-star experience, please do not put that on the Google world. Please tell me so I can know how I can improve that and make that better in the future. There's a lot of things that can happen when you're doing something like that. Is that you can ask, you can ask them for reviews, and then plant the seed that you're going to be working with them in the future. Yeah. Okay. Plant the seed. Okay. So Diana, I will share the notes in my Facebook group. So if you're part of the Facebook group, I will have it in there along with the replay. We'll have Cyan make a note of that so she can add that in there. If you don't have the link to the Facebook group, hopefully we can just get that in the chat real quick. I think most people in here are there, but we can put the link in the Facebook group to the chat for you, or in the chat for you. And was this helpful?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Deanna had a question about, are you doing the video? That's the only way you can do it, is you can do that. You have to do the video. So if you're doing it from home, this is what I'm doing. This is kind of where I'm a little frustrated, because I was in an office before and it was just fine in an office. But for those of you who have a home-based office, like you don't have an office, here's what I would recommend. And I don't know 100% that this is going to work. I don't know. This is what I would recommend. I have a sign right here, one of my actual for sale signs right here behind my desk. I have that. I walked out to my street. I have the cross streets. I have an open house sign leading into my house. I went to my car and I pulled out my open house sign from my car, walked into my office from my garage, went to my business license, which is hanging on my wall, did a little tour of my office with my website pulled up right here and the MLS pulled up right here on the computer. So hopefully that works. I don't know, but that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying. We'll see. So if you're trying to work from home, EXP agents, I know this is the hardest because, we'd have we're cloud-based. But if you're trying to work from home, I would recommend doing everything you can to make it look like your home office is an office. And then make sure that you have your business license hanging in your office. So when you do that tour, you also have to show that it's a separate office space. I've heard, if you work from home on your kitchen countertop, it's not going to work. But if you have a separate office space, it's a lot easier. And then I heard Carrie in Michigan, I think she's in Michigan. I don't know. I think she's in Michigan. Yeah. She said that she actually did a call with a Google representative to get verified. So I asked her like to give me more information on that. She said it was really tough, really hard. She said it took forever and it was really hard. So I would just say like anything you can do to try to make your office look like an office. That's what I would try. And fingers crossed. It was so much easier when they would do like a card. Deanna.
And just something to be aware of, because I did get scammed on that. I had somebody call saying, we are an extension of Google. We noticed you're not verified. For $250, we can verify you. We'll have you up and running in 24 hours. And I did it, and it was a scam. And then when they called back to ask for $500 to do all this other stuff, I reported it. So there's nobody that can verify it out there for you. So if anybody calls saying they can, it's a scam.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Thanks, Deanna. Diana had a question. Did you post your home office address on Google? No, I did not post my home address. I am a service-based, I'm a location-based service business versus I don't have my actual address on there. You have to have your address to get verified, but you don't have to show it to the public. So, Nina, we already did your service-based, so you're fine. Don't worry, Nina, I saw your face. Don't worry. You have to put your address on there just to get verified because they have to verify like the cross streets of your home will actually match the address, right? So, but you don't have to show that to the public. No, I'm definitely not giving my address to the public. It's bad enough that people know my target city. Okay. Darius said, do you think a bedroom or a garage? I don't know. I think if you make it look like an office, but is there a bed in the bedroom or is it like an den?
It's more like a den.
Yeah.
I can adjust myself where I want it.
Yeah, I would say like try it and see. Like my biggest tip is like just have your business license. Like if you have your business license posted so they can see it. And then like I have like my monitor is really big. So I had my website and the MLS posted up at the same time so they could actually see. And the MLS like was my name, Lynea Carver, right? So they actually could see it. And we're just going to see if that works. So.
And that was to just also showing mail. I'm showing mail, receipts, things that have come in that say my address, Deanna Phillips, EXP. I'm also showing my luxury book and different. I've tried this so many flipping times that I'm just pulling out all the stops this time.
Yeah. That's a good idea though. Cause if you get the magazine, like I get the Success magazine, have that there with like your name. Like, yeah, great idea. Great idea.
I might flash them just to see if I can really get their attention. No, I'm just kidding.
If it works, Deanna, let us know. All right. Okay. This is a great call. Thank you all for being here. I have no idea what's on the agenda for next week, but we'll figure it out. So the replay will be posted soon along with the slides. And if you guys have any questions, just find me in the Facebook group.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.